Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you all. And I hope you're having a great week so far. I really hope that your Monday was wonderful. Monday sets the pace for the week. So if you're making sure you have a great morning routine in place and your mornings go great, if your mornings go great, the rest of your day go great. Good morning to all of you here on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm excited to have you join this conversation because we're talking about the effects that yelling does to a child. And first off, I want to ask you if you were yelled at. If you were yelled at as a child, give me some hearts, emojis, put in the comments, yes, I was. And as I introduce myself, start putting in the comments how it made you feel. I want to know how it made you feel when you were a kid and your parents were yelling at you. All right. And while you're doing that, I'm going to introduce myself if you're new to my broadcast. So I am Celia Kibler. I am the founder, excuse me, of Pumped Up Parenting, the founder of Fun Fit Family Fitness, and the founder of the International Day of Calm. I am on a personal mission to help 10 million parents stop yelling at their kids because I've already helped a million parents. So I'm here to help you too. And hopefully you can find one piece of advice that really moves you forward to not yelling anymore because it can be done. I'm the mom of 5 kids, 2 I gave birth to and 3 I gained through marriage, and I am the grandma to 9 children. I have personally parented a successful blended family for over 27 years, and I have been a real life parent for over 40 years. My daughter's going to be 41. And I am the author of this book over here. Where is it? This book. Raising Happy Toddlers. Can you see it? How to Build Great Parenting Skills and Stop Yelling at Your Kids, plus 3 children's books, all about me. I am grateful, and being different is fun. All available to you on celiasbooks.com. celiasbooks.com. So go there, get a manual so that you can look up stuff and find successful cooperative solutions. Okay, so let's talk about this thing called yelling. And if you actually thought about how you felt like when you were being yelled at as a child, because your kids are feeling the same way. And I know you get frustrated. I know it's overwhelming. Thank you, Anapan, for putting that website in the comments. But yelling is not the answer. If you go to the International Day of Calm website, our tagline is because yelling is not the answer. It's not, guys. Let's face it. If you've ever been in a shouting match or a yelling match with someone else, has it ever ended in good results? Have you ever been able to successfully resolve a situation? Oh, good. I'm glad you rushed home to catch me. Although I don't know who you are because it doesn't have your name. It doesn't. Shouting matches do nothing but honestly make things worse. So, screaming back and forth to each other, if you're yelling at your kids, set yourself up for a lifetime of screaming because you are directly teaching your child how to respond to a situation that irritates you or disappoints you. Children, oh, CL, hi, CL. Children need to learn how to handle disappointment. This is one of the biggest things you can help your child to learn, because if they learn that disappointment is not a big deal, then guess what? Their life's going to be awesome because life is full of ups and downs and disappointments. Yes or yes? We need to take it in stride and learn from mistakes and failures and things that just don't go our way. If you're yelling at your child because you're disappointed in them, guess what you're teaching them? You're teaching them to yell when they're disappointed. It's accomplishing nothing and destroying everything. So let's talk about for a minute. I hope you have some water. This is water, not a gigantic cup of coffee, although I already have my 2 cups of coffee, and cheers to you. Let's talk about the effects on children. I was just in the Peanut app, excuse me, and on Tuesday mornings, I do a pod in the Peanut app like this, only it's audio only. And one of the parents said, "My child needs more confidence, needs to build his self-esteem. What can I do?" Well, let me tell you what you don't wanna do, and that is yell, because the first things that happen to a human when they are consistently yelled at is they lose self-confidence, they lose self-esteem, they lose their self-worth. They basically feel like they're good for nothing. And if you were yelled at as a child, tell me if you relate to this. Raise your hand, put up hearts, put in a comment. When you were yelled at as a child, did you feel like everything you did was wrong? Opposite, I do nothing right. Next, did you feel like there was no reason even speaking up because if I spoke up, it was always going to be wrong or I would get judged or criticized by someone else? And you know what that did for you as an adult? It gave you the fear of speaking up. It gave you the worry of being constantly criticized and judged by other people. If you second guess yourself now, you know where it came from? You're right. It came from a yelling, abusive childhood because kids lose confidence, and second guessing yourself is all about confidence. Saying, I think I'm going to do this. And instead of going, maybe I should ask someone to see if they think that's a good idea, you just do it. That is confidence. And if you're yelled at and screamed at, you don't have confidence. So second guessing yourself becomes very common. As a child, I was yelled at by my dad, and I still, to this day, have times when I will second guess myself. And my father, my husband will say, why do you want to ask your daughter? And I'm like, I don't know. You're right. You're right. This will be a good decision. It happens to all of us, and it's not easy to get rid of. All of those little voices in our head, they were planted there when we were children. And by the way, if this is helping you, please share this out to someone else. The only way we're going to calm this world down and stop people from yelling and judging and criticizing is to share it out and help each other. Okay. The stress and the anxiety that your children experience if they're constantly yelled at is off the roof. The stress and anxiety and chaos that is natural atmosphere of your home affects everyone in it. Everyone. Your children become nervous and moody and anxious. It creates illness. They have stomach aches. They have headaches. They feel like they're going to faint. They feel weak. They don't eat well. They don't sleep well. They can become a bully. Guess where bullies learn to bully? Usually in their home. So if you're bullying your child, which you are, if you're being aggressive and you're screaming at them all the time, guess what they will learn to be? A bully. When I hear about bullies, I feel badly for them because I know what a terrible environment they must have been raised in. Wouldn't you agree? Bullying is terrible. It's a terrible thing that our kids have to put up with and adults put up with. But where do they learn to be a bully? When I hear about the kids that do these mass shootings, these horrible, horrendous, destructive acts, and they do it to children. I think, how was this child raised or not raised? What were their parents like? What were their role models like? That's why I created the Day of Calm. We need to start changing things. if we are going to change the culture of society and the world, we have to start with each person. We have to start with mindset. We have to stop the judging, stop the criticizing, stop the ridiculing, start the connection and the understanding and the listening. And where does that begin? Right in your home with your child. When you change the way you parent, when you parent in a more cooperative, respectful way, you create cooperative, calm, respectful adults. That's what we're raising, an adult, not a child. They're already children. Our job is to raise an adult. And what we're doing, they're doing. Everything we do, good or not so good, we give our children permission to do. Everything. Think about that for a second. Reflect on that statement. Everything we do, we give our child permission to do, good or not so good. How many times do parents cuss all the time and be angry and call names, and then their child does the same thing and their child gets in trouble for it? Well, they've learned it from you. You have to be the person you want your child to be. And if you want to stop yelling, start thinking about what's triggering you. I had talked to a parent today on Peanut, and they're like, I sit down and I tell my child, well, why do you think I yell at you? I yell at you because you're never listening to me. If you would listen to me, I wouldn't yell. And I said, stop right there. No one makes you yell. The only person that makes you yell is you. People can trigger you. Things can affect you adversely. But the only one that controls that reaction, your action, is you. No one else has control over that unless someone's holding a gun to your head. And most of the time, that is not the situation. You have to learn to control you. You have to give each other in the family permission to walk away. Everybody in the family, sit down, talk about it, say, you know what we're going to do? We are going to work on not yelling and having calm, respectful communication, including manners, including acts of kindness, being intentional about the tone of our voice, smiling when we talk. We are going to do these things collectively as a family. Make it our collective effort to talk kindly with each other. When you talk calm, your kids are calm. They respond calmly. When you smile, you teach your child to smile when they talk. What a wonderful gift. If you have two people applying for a job and one is smiling and one is like grumpy, mumbling, you can't understand them, who are you hiring? The smiler. You're going to hire the smiler. I've hired many people in my time of being a business owner over 40 years. I smile the happy, I hire the happy ones. I hire the ones with positive, exciting energy. Spread that to your child. Notice the positive they do. This is key, my friends. Notice the good your children do. They do so much good than not so good. Notice it and let them know you noticed. If your child's sitting there and you have two siblings and one is sitting and reading a book to the other one, thank them. Thank you so much for reading to your brother. That was really sweet of you. They come and help you, or they use their manners, or maybe you're working on talking back and you're trying to get them to speak more respectfully, and they come up and they say, Mom, may I have a drink of water, please? Thank them for talking and asking so kindly. Make an effort with your children to create this positive, cooperative, respectful home. And guys, I've got big news coming up soon. Big news. And I'm going to tell you about it now, but you're not going to know about it. But if you want to know the details for when it begins, send me a message here on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, email me, reach out to me, because I am doing a How to Stop Yelling Once and for All 21-day system. In 21 days, you'll stop yelling. If you want to look at next month, look at this time next month. Can you imagine this time next month you've conquered not yelling? 21 days, you'll stop yelling. And I bet you even lessen the yelling after the first day. When I run these events, the first day, people are like, I didn't even yell. I was going to yell, but I stopped. So if you want to get on the email list, the first email list to get in on when this begins, because you want to know as soon as it does, send me a message and I'll put you on. Send me your email. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about what you can do. Give each other permission to walk away. Walk away and breathe and calm yourself down so you can come back and you can respond in a productive way. When you're giving instructions, be simple, not general. And don't scream from downstairs, like you're downstairs. How many times are parents like, hey, I need you to come to dinner? And they're like, what? And you're yelling at each other. Walk up and talk to your child and put your phone down. Do not always have that phone in your hand, because that is sending a direct message to your child that you're not interested and you really don't care what they have to say. Go ahead, you can talk to me, but really, there is an amazing thing happening right here on my phone. It shows a lack of interest and it models screen behavior. So if you don't want your kids on their phones all the time, maybe you shouldn't be on your phones all the time. Simple instructions. If you want something done, say it clearly and simply. Honey, can you pick up your laundry and please put it in the laundry basket? As opposed to clean up this room. And then you go into the room and they're like, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? All criticism. If you want specific things done, be specific. Don't be general. And when you're talking to a little child, eye to eye, you want eye to eye contact with any child, no phones, but you have to get down to a smaller child's level. My kids are all taller than me, so no matter how I look at them, it's up. But little kids, my grandkids, I am down at their level until, of course, they get taller than me too, because they're all doing it. Listen with your eyes and your heart. Our ears will always hear if we're hearing. The nice thing about people that don't hear and that use American Sign Language or some kind of sign language is they're looking at the person. They read lips, they're looking at them. Adopt that behavior and listen with your heart. Everything we say comes along with an emotion. Listen with your heart. Hi, Nick. How are you? Hear the emotion they're speaking with. Your children, your friends, your partner, your spouse, whoever. Listen. The best listeners are the best communicators. Listen with your ears, your eyes, and your heart. And be playful. Make life fun. You know, this is the last one I'm going to give you right now, because I want you to join my How to Stop Yelling challenge. It's not really challenge. It's literally 21 days to stop yelling. Is that too short? Is that too long for an investment to really stop the way you're doing things? It's the shortest I could make it. But if you incorporate all behaviors in your life that I'm teaching you over that 21 days, and here's the key, you stay consistent with it, you will stop yelling. Does that mean you're never gonna yell ever again? No, let's face it, we're all human. We all have good days and bad days, and sometimes we yell, but it's going to be infrequently. And when you do yell, you're gonna go over to your children, I hope, and say, "Guys, I'm really sorry. I had a bad day at work. I know you had nothing to do with it, and you did not deserve that response. So can we just start over?" Do-overs are always allowed, always allowed. And if you're thinking, "Oh, my kids are already they're already teenagers, they're already old. What's done is done." No, it's never too late to change your ways. It's never too late to connect with your children. It's never too late to create respect. It's only too late if you're dead, and I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're not dead, so it's never too late. Take time. Be the person you wanna be. We invest in all kinds of things. We invest in schooling, we invest in learning how to drive, we invest in learning how to be a doctor, a lawyer, a plumber, an electrician, a mechanic. And yet people think, "Well, I don't need to invest in my parenting. Well, I know how to parent." Where did you learn it? From the dysfunctional childhood you had. And you just keep creating those generational cycles. How about you say, "This stops with me. This yelling stops with me." Put that in the comment. This stops with me. I do not have to yell to communicate with my child. When you incorporate these consistently, you'll drastically improve overall performance. Yes, and reduce yelling. You've got to be consistent, and you can't give up. This didn't happen overnight. It's not going to change overnight. And is this what you dreamt of when you decide to have children? Did you think, "Oh, I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to raise that baby into a screaming, yelling maniac because that's what I'm going to do"? Is that what you thought? No. None of us thought that. We're like, "Oh, we're going to have a baby. He's going to be great. She's going to be great. She's going to grow up to be an amazing human." And then we scream and yell at him all the time. And we crush their spirit. That incredible spirit that children have, that blossom, that sparkle, we crush it. Why? Because we're too frustrated, we're too overwhelmed, and we don't know a better way. Do yourself a favor and learn a better way. If you are ready to learn, reach out to me. The 21 days to stopping yelling once and for all is right around the corner. It's starting soon. I have not officially released it, but if you want to be the first ones in on it, send me a message. 21 days. Count. I want you to look at a calendar and find 21 days from today and imagine you not yelling. How would that make you feel? Pause for a second. How would that make you feel? Pretty darn good, right? Right. Do you feel calm already? Just thinking about being calm? Well, it can be true. It can be your reality. Doesn't just have to be a dream. It can be a reality. There's a better way. Bad stops with me. Yes. Yes. You not yelling anymore. You not screaming at your kids. You not flying by the seat of your pants and being reactive instead of proactive can end. You have to be willing to learn. You have to stay consistent and you have to reach out. I won't know you're out there unless you let me know you're out there, and I'll send you information. So listen to what we talked about today. Recognize your own personal mindset about being raised by a yeller or someone who raised you aggressively, and say to yourself, "I cannot do this to my children. I will not do this to my children. I will learn a better way. There is a better way. I raised 5 children in a blended family without yelling, successfully into adulthood. They're all in their 30s and 40s and have lived to tell about it. You can do it too. I know you can. I have all the faith in the world in you. I've helped a million other people. I can help you too. It's what I do. I'm really good at it. You should trust me. Okay, guys, I'm going to get rolling. I have a client coming up just in, oh my gosh, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Got to go. You're so welcome, Bernice. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I've got to go. So I really just wanted to say I'm super grateful for all of you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend a half hour with me. I know time is of the essence. So thank you so much. If this helped you, please share this out to someone else so that they can get help too. If each one of us paid it forward to someone else, can you imagine? Can you imagine how much this world would be calmer, happier? That's why I created the Day of Calm, so that we can all start taking responsibility for our actions and our reactions and take control over the judgment and criticism and blocking and hating and all that crazy stuff that's going on right now. We can calm it all down and start taking personal responsibility for us and teaching our children to do the same. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it. I'm here live Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. each week, Eastern time. I live right outside Baltimore, Maryland. And anyone's here in Baltimore or Maryland, hi, guys, East Coast. Anyway, I'm here to help you. Group coaching, private coaching. The Stop Yelling Once and for All 21-day program is right around the corner, and I hope to see you there. Have an awesome day, everyone. I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. Laughter really is the best medicine. Laugh more. And I'll see you here next time on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you live on the web. I'll be there. Bye, everyone.